Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mickey Mouse here once again, and I'm back for some more of you yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more of Let's Play of Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom. So, last time we have managed to gone through 150cc where it comes to the Mushroom Cup, and we've pretty much done pretty okay, and we managed to select Princess Peach as in for the last racer in some sort of. And today, we're about to be continuing things in 150cc class, while going through the second cup on that class, which appears to be the Flower Cup. So this will be the last time we're going to be seeing, tracks like Choco Island 1, as well as Mario Circuit 3, Bowser Castle 2, and also same applies for, I would say Donut Plains 2, and also same applies for, I would say, from the actual standpoints anyway, I think it's like Ghost Valley 2. So either way though, chances are though these are going to be the last time you guys are going to be seeing those tracks like those. So either way, that can be also same applies for the majority of the entire weekend coming up, and as a result for that kinds of stuff, if you guys are probably wondering, this is actually my post-commentary for this point, because oh man, it took me a lot of tries to able to actually hopefully trying to win these cups, especially in 150cc in mind. And don't worry, whenever we get to Special Cup though, oh man, it just gets downright frustrating at times, especially the fact that, wow, if I manage to learn any sort of patterns and skills or what have you, despite the fact that I keep on getting myself some of those lame items, as you can see right there, like these green shells and stuff like that, but everywhere else, sometimes though, I'll try my best if I was going to be able to claim first place in every single track in this entire cup, as well as the forms of the final two cups, potentially, which there are the Star Cup and the Special Cup. And if you guys are probably saying about the fact that aren't you going to show battle mode, well, unfortunately though, that's not going to happen, because it actually only requires multiplayer to able to actually play that particular mode. But I'll discuss more onto that whenever we're able to continue proceedings of the forms of the final 3 cups in this game. So as far as I'm aware, the actual battle mode in this game, especially in Mario Kart 64 and Super Circuit, the actual battle mode is going to take place in Balloon Battle most likely. So either way, and I believe there are about 4 of those battle courses in the forms of Super Mario Kart as far as I'm aware. You know, they all just get like a simple basic names, like they've got Battle Course 1, Battle Course 2, Battle Course 3, and finally Battle Course 4. Which I'll talk about more about the forms of what environments that's going to take place in all of those battle courses in mind. So even then, I'll discuss more to that whenever we're able to actually just get right into the forms of the Star Cup in mind. So, and if you guys are probably wondering, for the final 3 cups, you're probably wondering that why we're going to be reusing some of those characters. Mainly, for example, I'm using Yoshi for this cup because, well, as I mentioned this before, that I pretty much guaranteed to show you guys all of the racers in this game, like all 8 of them so far. So potentially speaking, we're might as well able to actually go for the last 3 playable characters as of right now. So either way, because obviously I'm going to be using Yoshi for this cup, as you can clearly see on screen. And then as far as the final cup is concerned for the Special Cup, even for the finale portion of the Let's Play, I think I should probably save Koopa Troopa for last, because he is such a good racer to use. Especially it's pretty recommendable for if you really want to go up for the challenge with the best status as possible. So that's my kind of theory anyway though. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as I can usually trying to say about the forms of the final few parts left. So, because if you're probably wondering that this today is the forms of Friday today, because I was expecting if I was going to be able to let Duffy and Piglet trying to conclude Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games Let's Play during on that day, but somehow they've already did during the forms of about 2 days ago. So it's up to me now, so that I can able to actually hopefully try to finish up with this game. Because, well, I'll get to my final thoughts of it and during the forms of on Sunday potentially, which is on the 2nd of February. Because yes, today's day is the forms of the 31st of January today in 2020. So even then, no, not much else has been going on for it, apart from the fact that this will be the last day of January for 2020 before we move on to February tomorrow, which I think is very noticeable, especially because of how the fact that, days themselves goes really, really dang quick, and especially noticeable about the fact that, how Tiana has recently finished up with, the challenges stages, or the challenge stages in, Kirby's Return to Dreamland yesterday, and also she managed to able to show you guys the sub-games and how this game offers us to, or that game actually offers, like, despite there are only 2 of them. So either way though, we're able to actually just to classify that. And as far as you might as well notice right from the start though, is the fact that Tiana might actually take a break for a while for, Kirby's Return to Dreamland for a while, because otherwise she needs to able to go through extra mode on her own time, because, it plays out exactly the same as, the main game, except with, reduced, half health, so that's my kind of theory for that point anyway, though, so I just wanted to let you guys know that, so yeah, that's as far as I can usually just try to talk about this at this point today, guys, I'm afraid, because, well, still no sign of the forms of, Nintendo Directs just yet, though. Well, we're really hoping there'll be one in during at some point in, I would say it's sometime in February, but most of the time you never know when the actual Directs has actually been up during that specific timeline, which, either way though, is a little bit more kind of random for my taste, but anyways. So if you could tell on Donut Plains 2 right here, that I somehow managed to got 2nd place, but that's fine by me, because, otherwise, if I came 1st place on Bowser Castle 2, easily the hardest of the entire Bowser Castle stages set, in my opinion. Not only because of how the fact that I could potentially try to get my extra life back, but also just give me an opportunity to able to catch up for points amount, so yeah, that sounds about right, and especially noticeable how the fact that I could potentially try to able to become, the Ultimate Championship, especially noticeable during the forms of Flower Cup in mind, so even for the entirety of 150cc in mind, well, then again, this is where the point where about the fact that 150cc, especially noticeable in this game, gets a lot significantly difficult compared to the previous classes, and even before way difficult compared to the future games in the series, most notably because computer AI always attempts to catch up, especially with your rival, and also, during the forms of the item system, well, you notice about the fact that Koopa Troopa just sometimes always attempts to able to throw his own green shell from behind, and also same applies for that, tossing it over as well. So everyone else for this, for the most part though, is just come across as like, the ultimate challenge of anything, so. But then again though, most of these tracks are slightly shorter. I think the actual longest tracks in the whole entire game, as far as I'm aware, will have to be one of the Bowser Castle levels. Mainly with Bowser Castle 2, most likely. I'm not exactly 100% sure, just because of how the fact that I haven't really touched this game all that much, because of how the fact that, well, it certainly does have its good merits, don't get me wrong, but I will have to admit though right away, it doesn't really age well enough for me, because, well, compared to the future games that I simply managed to do winning all sorts of races, no problem, but because of the forms of limited features, like for instance with, well, I understand because the first game in the series, don't get me wrong, but it's just the fact that sometimes it doesn't age well enough, so, anyways, take that Koopa Troopa, and booyah, we claim 1st place. Yeah, just on that specific ending climax for that specific point right there, and Donkey Kong Jr. was actually on 2nd place instead of, well, far behind more than usual, so I think we should be alright for the most part though, especially, well, not until when it gets to the point until Mario Circuit 3, that means about the fact that most of these players will significantly try to catch up, so. But don't worry, if I was in 4th or 1st or anything like that from 2nd or 3rd, then I can at least still manage to win a trophy. But if I still ended up in 5th, 6th, 7th, or even 8th, then I have to retry that particular course again, so. But here's the thing though, because the life system in this particular game is that if you somehow run out of them, well, you have to simply try to able to actually cope with the fact that you have to be like, you know, just trying to get yourselves a game over and you have to restart the entire cup again. It's like the arcadic thing kind of syndrome, which kind of does the same thing for, you know, Mario Kart Super Circuit, if you will. And, well, not so much in the forms of 64, despite with the exact same precision system, but the extra lives is nowhere to be found in the 64 installment, so... Oh yeah, I suppose another thing I'd like to discuss upon is the fact that, well, we actually got ourselves some more info of, you know, recently from Mario Kart Tour's new tour, which appears to be the Valentine's Tour, which apparently we're going back onto the Paris, kind of course once again, but it's actually a spiritual sequel to that course, and also we've managed to come across into ourselves, quite a number of characters actually. Well, only 2 of them so far, which we already know about that particular silhouette, which apparently appears to be Cupid's Baby Peach, which, fundamentally though, as far as when, Duffy and Piglet has already mentioned about that since Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games Let's Play, and they are correct. They say about the fact that Baby Peach was actually in Cupid costume, so yeah, those 2 are correct after all. So, in addition with Cupid, Baby Peach is going to be joined into the roster, also, another color of Shy Guy was actually also joined in, but this time around it's actually pink color. Probably because of how the fact that they're trying to make it a Valentine's heavy themed, which I think that's pretty much possible, so... But that's fine by me, as you can see right there, because I ended up in 4th place, despite I might as well only get about 1 point in between, so... I think I should be fine as it goes by. So either way, that pretty much takes care of the forms of the Flower Cup. So only 2 cups left until the actual Let's Play, especially for Super Mario Kart in general, will be entirely accomplished. So, yeah, sounds about right. Especially noticeable how the fact that I can't believe that sometimes 150cc class can get outright outrageous at points. So, yeah, I guess fundamentally speaking, and that was the fact that, well, there's not much else I can say about it. So, yeah, I guess we'll end things off here. So join me until tomorrow for more of Let's Play of Super Mario Kart. It's the fact that we're going to be hit on to 150cc class once again, but except this time we're going to take on the forms of the Star Cup next. And after that, oh boy, we're going off for the Ultimate Challenge, aren't we? Until on this Sunday in particular. So, yeah, I'm actually going to be slightly pumped for it, but at the same time, not looking forward to it. Anyway, see you guys tomorrow.